However, the second part of the tutorial. In this video, I will briefly show you how to make multiple sectors next to each other, and then I will also show you how to make a true room over them. In the following tutorial, I will probably explain entities and components more in detail, and this was it. So as I showed you in the last video, let's just create a sector. Let's make this like this. So, and let's check the runtime editor. And as you can see, it is here. And now let's create a sector that is like a square over here. To do that, I can simply click on a corner, or if I want, I can cut it in the middle of it. Automatically split the wall into two. But let's just click on the corner. And now let's make it like this. And then go here. And once the shape is closed, it will automatically fill in the sector. And as you can see, there's two different sectors here. And these are just the same thing. So everything I explained in the first video also applies to this. And we can see it in the runtime editor. This wall has not been assigned correctly, so sometimes it cannot like assign itself correctly. So let's fix it. Now we have two different sectors. This should be the wall in the middle. Let's go to dot mode, and if you right click on a wall, now we can inspect the walls. But this is correct, I think. Yes, this is the wrong one. So as you can see, there's a front sector and a back sector IDs, and a front sector is the sector that is to the north of the wall, like the up of the wall, and the back sector is a sector that is to the south of the wall. So in this case, it is this blue sector. So let's check this sector IDs. As you can see, it has an ID of 0, and this has an ID of 1, which means this wall should have a front sector of 0, and as it's assigned correctly, and as a back sector of this sector's ID, which is 1, so it should be 1. So let's make it 1. And if we go to runtime editor, as you can see now, the wall has been assigned correctly. But they are both at the same ground level and same ceiling level, so you cannot see where the new sector is. So let's change its floor height like this. As you can see, the wall appears, and we can also change its ceiling height. Let's raise the sector ceiling a bit. And now we have a new sector here. And the collisions fully work. Let's try that. So let's get a new play component as I showed in this video. Let's say and play. Now we cannot step up because it's too high. But if we jump, then we are able to fall. But let's make it so that we can step up. To do that, go to collider and give the step size. So let's make it like 5, which means this player will be able to step up if the sector floor height is less than 5. Let's check our floor difference. This is a floor of 16, and this is a floor of 0, which means there's a 16 units of difference, which is because it's higher than 5, obviously it cannot jump up. So let's lower it to 4. I mean, not this one. We have to lower this to 4. Now we should be able to step up. If we press 7 play, see, we are able to step up. Now let's make this higher. Let's use a collider of, let's make it 10. And then let's use this 1. Press 7 play. Here we can step up even higher now. Jumping works was the ceiling. And so this is how you create ceilings over sectors next to each other. Let's just create another sector. And let's make it, let's change the floor texture. Let's make the walls. So let's create all. And let's see it in the runtime editor. And so the wall has not been assigned correctly. Okay, let's just fix this wall real quick. So this sector has an ID of 1 and this has an ID of 0. So this wall should be 1. Yeah, this is because we haven't saved the type. And this is the new sector we have created. Slow it a little bit. So you can create as many sectors as you want. There is no limit on the amount of sectors you can create. But technically the limit is the 32-bit integer limit, but it is like more than 3 billion, so it should be fine. So now let's create a floor over a room over room. Let me just delete this. Let's start from the ground up. So let's create our sector. Now, as you can see, each sector can have multiple floors. By default, it only has one floor. So we have a floor height of 0 and a ceiling height of 40, which means in the absolute word units, this part is y equals 0 and this ceiling is y equals 40. And as you can see, if I move the sector, it also hides. Now let's give it a new floor. To do that, we can just press add floor. First, let's assign the textures to all new floors. Now the floor 2 has a floor height of 60 and a ceiling height of 100, which means, as you can see, there's a new floor, but the floor and the ceiling textures, they are fully transparent, so let's make them opaque. And let's check that again. Now this floor is y equals 50, and this is, let's check what was it, is y equals 100. And if I move it, you can see it also moves. And if I move the floor, it moves as well. Yes, is that it? And what the section in the middle is, currently there's no uh, neighbors to the sector, so it's just empty because this part can never be visible. But once there are sectors neighboring it, this chunk will be filled, the solid chunk, but it will be a solid chunk with this wall texture. So let's assign it a neighbor now. Let's give neighbor like this, and we'll automatically assign the wall. Now, if you go to runtime editor, as you can see, this the in between is filled with wall. And if you raise this to the high, now we have a second floor here. And as you can see, the parts between the second floor and the first floor ceiling gets filled with the wall texture inside this envelope. And this part doesn't have a wall because it's not inside the map. It's not visible anyways. And the collisions also work, so let's just raise the ceilings. Let's carry our entity over here, the controller, and if you just jump, we can step on top of it. Because it's a sphere collider, it's not a full capsule collider, there's some visual trickeries. This is not a bug, but it's actually functioning correctly. But I will add sphere colliders soon. Yeah, as you can see, I can also go down while with the ceiling. Also, while with the ceiling, and I can also jump. It's also. So let's create a bridge, full bridge. And just like this part, we can create this part, and then go to the runtime editor, and then raise its ceiling like this. And then let's assign them proper textures. For the ceiling, and the same for this part. Now let's make the bridge completely wooden. So let's assign them. You can also adjust it. And let's create two endpoints where the bridge is. Let's close this and for the let's make this and just raise it up. And then let's raise the floor. Obviously give it a new picture. And then let's raise this floor. The floor texture of this. Now let's update this. And yeah, now we have a complete bridge. Let's press 7 play here. Yes, we can walk over the bridge. So take bridges. And this is how we create floor for a room over. There is no limit on how many floors a sector can have. It can go up to like forever. And you can like have stack up multiple floors to create an apartment. And the last thing I wanted to show is floor ceilings. And they are actually very basic. Just click on a sector, and each floor will have an individual strength for slopes and the like direction. So currently this slope goes upwards in the x plus like positive x direction, which doesn't look nice here. So let's change it to mine. Yeah, let's change it to negative z. So now this is slope, and the ceiling can have it as well. Ceiling should also be a negative z. Yes, and now we have slope. Each floor, as I said, has its individual value. So you can also change this. You can also make some policy good. Here. You can create some interesting change it, change it down. So this level. Now let's make this also. Now we have a well, this was all we create source as I think it's as it's the purpose of the as it's possible. Thank you for watching. I will explain component system. This considers a lot of components, and also I will get into prosthetic and probably the audio system. And in the fourth part, I will get into the Lua scripting. Thank you for watching.